Hello everyone, it's Shainamarie again. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at forearm stands. So this should be a short little tutorial for you. Hopefully you can get some things from it to help you along your forearm stand way. We will need a couple things. If you have a block, please grab it. If you don't have one, you should be okay without it. But we will be using it for one of these. And if you have a strap or something similar, maybe even like a resistance band, it might help you along the way. We will be using that at some point. But otherwise, all you need is your mat and yourself. If you have a wall near you, please go towards that or be by that. You may want to use it. I won't be cueing it, but I will tell you when is an appropriate time to maybe use the wall. But otherwise, we're gonna get started right away. So we're gonna do a little warm up. We're gonna stretch our shoulders and our hamstrings, and then I'm gonna take you through a few drills that you can do for forearm stands, and then we'll be done. So our warm up is going to start in a forearm plank. So pressing those forearms down into the ground. I want you to face your palms down for now. And just come to the balls of your feet. You can squeeze your ribs in and then drag your tailbone down towards the earth. Take a deep breath here and push your forearms down so that your shoulder blades puff up. I want you to feel your shoulder blades puff and pull apart like there's a big balloon in them. Take an inhale, lift your left leg up, and then crunch that knee in towards your left arm. So we're warming up our core here. Step that foot back, and then inhale your right leg up. Crunch that knee in towards your right arm, step it back, and then just let your hips and ribs fall towards the earth, and inhale your chest up to Sphinx pose. So we're gonna do those a few more times just to warm our bodies up. Curling those toes under, start to roll your way all the way back up to forearm plank. Keep pushing the ground away and then puffing up those shoulders. Lift your left leg up and drag that knee towards your upper arm. Step back, right leg up, drag the knee towards your upper arm. Take these nice and slow. Keep pushing the ground away with those forearms, and then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lowering down towards the earth. And inhale, Sphinx pose, keeping it active. Press your forearms down, and like you want to lurch your heart forward, energetically pulling your hands back. Take a breath, and exhaling, curl those toes under. Slowly rolling your way back up, one vertebrae at a time. Push yourself into a forearm plank. Lift that left leg up, and exhaling, drag the knee towards your upper arm. Step back and inhale, right leg up. Drag that knee towards your upper arm. Step back, take a breath, puff the shoulders up, and slowly lower back down. Nice breath. Let's do that 2 more times. Curling toes under. We're getting pretty warm here, I hope. Coming to forearm plank. Lift left leg up. Drag the knee in. Stepping back. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, dragging it. Step back, forearm plank, and slowly lower to the earth. Woo. And again, curl toes under. Slowly roll your way back up to forearm plank. Inhale that left leg up. And exhale, pull the knee in. This is our last time. Hopefully you're a little warm now. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, pull the knee in. And slowly lower hips, ribs to earth. Inhale, Sphinx pose. Lift your chest up, pulling on the earth. And slowly just crawl your way back up to a seat. You can grab a hold of your block now. If you have 2 blocks, that would even be better for this stretch. Otherwise, 1 block is totally fine. Or the ground, okay? So you don't need a block. If you have 2 blocks, place them on their second height or first height if you have super tight shoulders, and just place your elbows onto the blocks. If you're going straight for the ground, just place your elbows on the ground and then walk your knees back so that your hips are over your knees, okay? If you're going for the blocks, dig your elbows in and then let your chest fall. Bring your palms together and take them behind your head. Let your chest dip towards the earth, and we're just melting our heart down towards the ground. Again, if you have 1 block, both elbows are gonna go along the long side of the block. Okay, taking a few deep breaths here. Maybe letting that heart fall further, just stretching those shoulders out. 2 more breaths, maybe sinking a little further. We really want to get a good stretch today. And slowly unwinding, pull yourself back up. Walk your knees forward. You can remove those blocks or block or nothing and come all the way to a seat. Bring your hands out in front of you, facing your fingertips long. I want you to take your left arm and cross it over your right. You can wind the arms around so that the palms meet for eagle arms. If you have really tight shoulders, just grab opposite shoulders, okay? If you have those eagle arms, press your elbows into each other and then feel your shoulder blades pull apart. I want you to reach those elbows forward and up. Your fingertips are going to point straight up, those left fingertips. And then just keep pressing into the elbows to pull the shoulder blades apart. Maybe you start to dip your chin down, feeling a little more stretch here. Take 2 deep breaths. And exhaling, unwind. You can release and second side, right elbow on top of left. Wind those arms around for eagle arms. Press the elbows together, reach them forward, and then just pull the shoulder blades apart. We really want to get those shoulders nice and loose for pincha or forearm stand. So really dig deep here. Reach those elbows forward and up. If you want a little extra, start to dip that chin down. Take a few breaths. And exhaling, unwind. We have a couple more stretches here. Bring your arms up over the head. We're going to grab opposite elbows and stretch ourselves up and then side bend to your right, pulling on that left elbow. Inhaling back through center. Exhaling, side bend to the left, pull on that right elbow. And inhale through center. Reach your fingertips up tall. Exhaling, drop the hands beside you. Our last stretch for today. Clasp your hands behind your back and just drag your knuckles down to open your heart up. If you're really mobile or have really long arms, you might be able to tap the knuckles all the way to the ground. I don't have that, so I'm not going to. And 1 more breath, open that heart up, keep pulling the knuckles down. Exhaling, release. You can shake, shake, shake those wrists. And we're going to stretch out our hamstrings real quick here. So starting in a downward facing dog, you can bring yourself up, pressing those palms into the earth. Lift your left leg up high and reach the heel. Exhaling, step forward, lower your back knee to the earth, and then just walk that left leg forward while straightening the leg. Squeeze your inner thighs and pull your left hip back. I want you to feel your inner thighs squeezing nice and tight and energetically dragging that left hip back for a nice stretch. You can spread your toes and reach them towards your face, and then with a long spine, lurch your heart forward. Get that nice deep stretch here. Take a few more breaths and some half splits. Exhaling, bend the knee. Plant your hands, step back to a downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg stretches long. And exhale, step forward, lower that back knee. You can walk your right foot forward and then straighten the leg, pulling your toes up and reaching them towards your face. Think long spine here as you energetically drag that right leg back. Spreading your toes, reach them towards your face. And then just long, long heart or long spine, reaching your heart forward. Take a few breaths, feel that nice half split stretch. This side might feel a little different, and that's okay, just take notice. And exhaling, you can plant the palms, stepping back to a downward facing dog position. And inhale your right leg or left leg up high. Exhaling, step forward wide on your mat. Pivot both toes towards one side of your mat. And I want you to rock forward and back for a moment, feeling a middle or sweet spot in your feet. And then just fold yourself forward over your hip creases. So a wide-legged forward fold. If you want to add a little extra, you can clasp your hands behind your back and then just reach your knuckles forward as you let your head drop and your neck release in that forward fold. Find a little bend to your knees so that you don't lock them here. Take a few breaths, whatever variation you're at. You could also just walk those fingertips back, or even if you have the space, come to your forearms, a little prep. Take a couple more breaths here, finding your variation or whatever might feel good for you. And exhaling, walk those fingertips back, plant the palms, step back to a downward facing dog position. And slowly just crawl your feet towards the center of your mat and walk your hands back so they can meet them. Take a little bend to your knees and then just fold forward. Drop your neck, let your head hang. Take peace fingers to your big toes and take an inhale, lengthen your arms, lengthen your heart forward, pulling on those big toes. On your exhale, bend your elbows out towards the sides. A little soft bend to your knees as you fold forward. Drop your neck and feel your hamstrings working. You can even take a deep bend to them and then start stretching them out, almost like a massage. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale up, lengthen your heart. Exhaling, bending those elbows out, folding in. You can massage those hamstrings, taking a bend and slowly extending. And last time, inhale, lift your chest, lengthen that spine. Exhale, fold it in, let the elbows come out, soft bend to the knees. Massaging those hamstrings. All right, so those are our warm-ups and our stretches for today. So we're gonna move along to forearm stand drills. So I want you to take your block. If you don't have your block, you're going to be putting your palms together, okay? Otherwise, take your block on the mat and then press your palms into the block. So I don't want you to grip the block with your hands. I want you to just press your palms really, really hard into that block. And then imagine that your skin, or don't imagine it, know that your skin moves around a lot. You can see that it's moving here and changing positions. I want you to first bring your forearms close to each other and then pull them apart so that your skin gets nice and tight and your forearms are locked onto the mat, okay? You can feel that when you don't do that, your forearms have room to slide everywhere. But if you press them together first and then drag them out, they can't go out any further because your skin's gonna stop that, okay? So press your palms into your block. And then I want you to come for a moment to a forearm plank. Feel your forearms pressing into the ground, your palms pressing into the block, and then puff your shoulders up like we did earlier. Squeeze your belly and just drag that tailbone back. So a lot of strength going on here. Slowly start to tiptoe your toes towards your elbows. Take a soft bend to your knees, push into your forearms, and lengthen the sides of your arms. Let your neck drop for a moment and just look at your knees. I want you to take a little more of a bend to them and then push into the balls of the feet to lift your sit bones up. Take an inhale here, gaze forward, nice and soft, and breathe your right leg up towards the sky. Reach your heel and spread your toes. I want you to imagine your whole right side lengthening from your elbow to your toes. And exhale, put that foot down. And inhale, left leg up, lengthen, reach that heel, spread your toes. And exhaling, put it back down. One more time, inhale that right leg up, reach, reach, reach. Exhaling, tapping down. Last time, left leg up, reach. And exhale, tap it down. And bring your knees to the earth. Take a moment. Whew, you should feel that built a little heat there. So if you know that you can't or you haven't tried forearm stand yet, I want you to face the wall and get really close to the wall. So imagining like the front of my mat is the wall so that you can see here. I want you to place your block very close to it. So maybe 4 or 5 inches from it. It depends on your body though. If you have a big butt or a bigger behind there, it's going to be further away from the wall, okay? You know your body, you know what you're capable of. Okay, so I want you to do that same thing with the block, or you are pressing your palms together. If you're pressing your palms together, it's going to be harder for you to balance, but easier for you to get up because it's less restricting on the shoulders, okay? Or the shoulders have less restriction there. So I really want you to press those palms very, very close together and push into them. I can actually show you without the block. So if you have the block, you're pressing into it. If you don't, you're pressing your palms together. And then I want you to walk your toes towards your elbows. Push your forearms down into the ground and then just lengthen your legs again, okay? Take a breath, feel your whole body lengthen and soften your neck. And then inhale that right leg up. This time, whether you're facing the wall or whatever you're doing, I want you to take tiny, tiny hops off that left leg. So first of all, just feel yourself taking tiny hops, and then notice what your right leg is doing. If it's doing this and swinging, don't do that. I want you to take your right leg and stretch it long, squeeze your inner thighs, and then your right leg is gonna be a pendulum, not a swing, okay? It's gonna be a pendulum to guide you up. So if you're ready, push into the ground, bend that left knee, keep that right leg really, really engaged, and then just take a tiny hop. See where you get. Woo! Take a breath, recharge, push the ground away, take a tiny hop. Oof! Maybe you find a little hang time. I would stay in an L stand before you bring a leg up. And then back down. Okay, take a rest. Shake your hands, we'll move on to our second side. So if you are finding that hopping is not getting you anywhere, you can also take your forearms, put them on the ground, and then come to the wall. So your forearms will be on the earth. You're gonna start in a tabletop just to see where you're at, and then push one foot in until you come to an L stand on the wall, okay? So these are for those who still want to strengthen and are not yet kicking up. And then you can just lift one leg up at a time. If you have the space, lift both legs up, right? Okay, so this is if you're not at the hopping yet. One leg up, and then maybe both legs. And as you're on the wall, you're hugging your ribs in, okay? We're gonna try our second leg, so you're either on the wall or you're down on the floor. I won't keep repeating that, otherwise this will be forever. So walking your toes towards your elbows. This time I want you to lift your left leg up. Or you're coming to an L stand on the wall or facing the wall. And then dig that heel back, spread your toes, look forward, take tiny hops, feel that leg moving, and then just try to get bigger with your hops, more explosive, until you can push yourself up. You may not be finding hang time yet, that's okay. We're just working our strength here. And then bring yourself back down. Woo, take a moment, soften. Okay, so we're gonna move along to forearm stand with our palms down. If you're not yet there and your shoulders are still tight, I would recommend stretching your shoulders again, stretching your hamstrings, and just working those first half of the actions every single day that you're practicing, okay? All right, so our last one, we're gonna try a forearm stand. So if you have a block, take it again, and I want you to place your palms on the ground and then create this L with your palms. So your index finger is gonna come along the side of the block and your thumb underneath it, okay? So you're creating this nice shape, and then you're gonna hug your forearms in before you drag them out so that skin is nice and tight. Push your palms into the ground, and then we're gonna do the same thing. We're going to lift our hips up, walk those toes towards your elbows, and then breathe that right leg to the sky. You can gaze forward, take a breath, pushing into the ground with your forearms. I'm losing my words here. And then just breathe here, put the leg down, inhale, left leg up, reach, reach, reach. And exhale, bring it down. Let's go right leg back up. This time, we're gonna engage that top leg and just take a few tiny hops. I want you to focus on pushing your forearms down and keeping those arms nice and long. If you have space, you may find some hang time here, but this is gonna be a lot harder on your shoulders, okay? And take a moment, shake out the wrists. All right, so if you were feeling like those were still pretty difficult for you, I want you to take your strap and make a little loop with it so that it's about shoulder distance. You will have to adjust it, so don't be worried. You're gonna bring it around right above your elbows. Okay, so for me, when I put my forearms down, I can tell that the strap is still too wide for me. So I am going to make it a little bit smaller. And then right here, this is my holding in of the arms. So this is gonna make things easier for you. Whether you have the block or not, I can demonstrate without the block for a minute. I want you to place your palms down towards the earth. And then for a moment, just feel your arms pushing into the strap, okay? So this is gonna be your stabilizer. I want you to walk those toes up, and then whatever leg has been your favorite, I want you to extend that up. So we're on our favorites now. Push your forearms down and feel your arms lengthen. Take a little gaze forward, keep pushing those forearms down. Again, you can do this in an L stand on the wall or face the wall. And then I want you to take a couple hops. Okay? Press your arms into the strap as you hop up. Oof. And maybe find a little hang time. Push, push, push. Lengthen. And then back down. Woo. And if you're on the wall, if you're facing it, I want you to really focus on pushing those forearms down. If your feet or your heels are on the wall, that's okay, right? Okay, so then lastly is forearm stand without any props. So you know what you can use. Hopefully those helped you a little bit. And the last one is just gonna be forearm stand without the props. Again, if you still have tight shoulders, you're gonna be palms together. You can even clasp your hands in these knuckles or palms face down, okay? So we're gonna scoop that flesh, hugging the forearms in and then pulling it out. Push the forearms down and then feel your shoulders puff up for a minute. Pull them apart, keep pushing. Walk toes towards your elbows. Take a deep breath, lengthen your sides. My favorite leg is right leg up. You're gonna push, push, push down and extend that heel up. And I want you to pull with your core here, okay? Pull that leg up. Woo! And then you're pushing, pushing down, extending, toes reaching, heels reaching. Soften your neck and come nicely back down. Whew. And that's it. That's our forearm stand tutorial for today. If you're still feeling like it's hard for you to get up, my recommendation is to continue to strengthen your core. That's going to help you to pull that leg up with more ease. So you really want to make sure your core is strong, your shoulders are strong, along with hamstring stretches and shoulder stretches to loosen yourself up and make it more accessible to you. But otherwise, I hope that this was informative to you. I hope you learned a few things or could take a few exercises from this practice today. Otherwise, I will see you for the next video.